What's up, JB? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. So we are here for the Beyond the Gates, and you guys, we have a special guest with us today. Scotty can't be here today, but we have a special guest that's joining us. You guys may be familiar with her, but you're gonna get more familiar with her today. Okay. So we have Ranting with Ricardo joining us today to talk about Beyond the Gates and soap operas. Because Ricardo, we go off on tangents,
We
and I
do.
hear that you are a soap opera fanatic. So you'll follow right along with us as we go off on our tangents, child.
Tangents work for me. It's what I do.
All right.
You fit right in here.
Exactly. So listen, the way I do it over here, I just take my notes throughout the week, and we can just go down the list of notes, and we can just talk at will. We don't have to follow. I mean, it's a whole week's worth of episodes we want to get through, so we don't have to follow like what happened first, what happened next. So let me pull out my notes, and I know JB keeps good notes too, so I know he got his notes over there.
Yeah, I didn't take notes for Friday though.
But that's okay. Friday was actually pretty good, but that's okay.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
So can I say something real quick before we get into
Go
it?
ahead.
Because Friday, I was irritated with Friday, and I think you know why. Because me and you sent me a Monday. You sent me a screenshot of Derek and Ashley, and that's why Friday irritated me. It was like, oh.
So if I'm being honest, I fast forwarded through all of that shit.
Y'all don't like Derek either?
So here's the thing: it's not that
Derek Ashley's storyline can go.
That's really what it is. Their storyline can go, and when it comes to Ashley, I think for me with Ashley, it's the fact that Ashley is she's boring. Like, I don't know if it's the actress because she has no chemistry with Derek. She damn sure ain't got none with Andre, and she's just every time I see her, it's like, oh God, why is this girl on my damn television screen?
I don't think it's for me. I was like, I don't think it's her not having chemistry with Andre because I see it between the two actors. But I call Andre Baby Lorenz Tate because that's what he did.
Yes.
They have chemistry, and it's like also Ashley reminds me of one of my college friends. They look just alike, and I was like, if I call you and you won't set and didn't tell me, I'm gonna have an issue with you. But they have chemistry. It's just like the writing right now. They're in that weird space of I friend zoned you.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely into her, but she's very adamant on I got my man. I don't want nobody else, but I want him in my life, but I have my man. And it's just like, I would have gave him away, the man you currently have, when he made you dry waffles on your first day as a nurse. He's trying to get you out before you get to work. He's trying to make you a patient at your new job. We can't do that. Now, Derek, there's something crazy about him. He got crazy eyes.
Yeah, I see it.
I think their storyline will be better when they start to ramp up the chemistry, and obviously from what we see now, Andre is going to be around a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we need more of a backstory too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I agree. We do need a backstory, but there's also something there with Derek as to why don't you want to be on camera? Why don't you want your picture taken? I get not everybody wants to be on camera and their pictures taken, but he is adamant that don't take no pictures of me. Don't put me on camera. What are you hiding?
Well, I will say Yaz like that when it comes to pictures. He doesn't like to take pictures.
I don't like taking pictures either. Him not wanting to take pictures didn't bother me. When I said that we need more of a backstory, I need to know Andre and Ashley, like, did they, when they were kids, did they know each other? Did they flirt? Like, why is Andre so obsessed with this woman? Like, are we missing something? You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by like, what are we missing from them?
But they said it. Like, he comes in and out. He has all this money. He doesn't have to work, but he likes to work. And he doesn't like to be, in that stable kind of environment of being behind the gates with the rest of the family. Honestly, I think Ted is a twin. And that's a key point as to why Andre does not like to be around so much. But they said it. It was like, he never saw her like that. He's never seen her like that until he came back around this time. And it's just like, it's something different about you.
Yeah, she got a man.
She got a man, but she has a man. But also, she in her grown woman bag now. She's in her career. She don't really have no time to be fooling with you like that. She got couple dates that she do. She got her the studio apartment where, you know, her room, her bed sits on the platform, and she
And her
don't,
lights are always on.
and the lights are always on. She don't
The
have no
lights
board.
always on.
She out there playing baccarat or whatever the game is. He now sees her in a different light, and it's just like, oh, she's so sweet, she's so innocent. I have to conquer her. I'm used to women falling at my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And this person who I ain't see her like that before, and now I'm seeing her differently. She don't want me. I don't like this. I can't take it. That's what's going on with him.
Yeah. I'd rather see more Nurse Shanice than Ashley.
I love her.
I'd rather see Shanice. I do love Shanice too. I want more Shanice than Ashley.
I love Shanice. I was like, y'all don't get Shanice can do a gossip blog or something. She's a great plot device. If y'all don't get a because she keep you up to date about everything that's going on. People who are just coming into the show. If you're like, what's going on? Shanice gonna make sure you have all the information.
I think eventually Shanice I think eventually she'll grow her character because people do like her. She is funny, and like you said, she provides a good, you know, segue for people. I think, you know, we see it all the time on soap operas, people who come in one way and then eventually their role expands. I see Shanice expanding over time. I mean, not immediately. They got a lot going on right now, but I think over time I can definitely see her expand. I mean, we've seen her role expand even since, you know, from the beginning. So I can definitely see that. But yeah, child, we don't care nothing about that storyline. And I do. Somebody said in the chat that they've been friends since they've known each other since they're teens. I get that part. The part I'm saying is, why is now like what's different? But I get it. I get it. Life changes. She's the one he can't have. I get it, y'all. I'm with y'all. So then we see. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through my notes. So the first thing I wrote Ashley and Andre. We didn't already talked about that, so we can get them off. Then I wrote, let's talk about this Vanessa and Joey situation. So Vanessa with her hot ass, her and Joey, they done got to flirting. Okay. Now, do we want to fast forward to the end of the week, or we just want to stick at the beginning where we see them flirting and her trying to find his mama? I'll put that in air quotes, a house. And Doug act like he was even a little. I don't know if he's jealous or just nervous that Joey is around.
I think he's nervous.
I think he's nervous. He's nervous about, oh my God, is he going to tell her that I've been gambling all the money away? If he first of all, gambling addicts, they will gamble everything away. It is a little TMI information, but I had a gambling addict in my family, you know. Oh, they will gamble everything away. And sometimes they'll be for people to find out, like their loved ones to find out about them, just everything. And I'm like, y'all got twins in college. He gonna gamble all the money away, and he don't be at work. What is going on here?
I think that eventually, we still don't know why Joey is so fascinated with Doug, but I think we're getting closer to finding out, child. I think we're getting closer to finding out. But Vanessa, we'll deal more on Vanessa and Joey later on if we want to go there. Kat and Eva, we didn't really see a lot of them throughout the week. We just saw that one little segue, that one little thing that on Monday where basically Eva let Kat know, yeah, girl, I was the one. I caught you. I know you was trying to get me. And, you know, basically like they basically just had another back-to-back, you know, catch me if you can kind of moment. I don't know if y'all want to speak on that because we only got a little bit of them on Monday. We didn't really get them the rest of the week, so.
I mean, my thing is with Eva, me, you, and Scotty have said this plenty of times about Eva and Kat. She's right on the money when it comes to Eva, but it's the way that Kat goes about it with Eva. It's very classist. It's like, I get it, Kat. You don't trust the girl. You shouldn't trust the girl because her and Sherry, Dana, Leslie, Anna, they up to no good.
She got multiple wigs. It's okay. We got to keep up.
I get where Kat's coming from, but it's just the way that Kat go. And like I said last week, it's interesting when you look at Nicole. Nicole is prim and proper, goody two shoes, whereas their father, we see he pretends to be this, you know, I love my wife and all this stuff. when he done slept with that crazy lady. But I wonder where they went wrong when it comes to Martin and Kat, because Kat and Martin are the worst.
Okay, so I want to add to that. Martin's the absolute worst, but I think that has more to do with him being the only male grandchild
Mm-hmm.
and being doted on more.
Oh,
Because he seems to get like away with a lot of stuff that the rest of the grandchildren don't get away with. But the rest of the grandchildren are girls.
mm-hmm.
And then with Kat, it's less because she had that conversation with Chelsea on the rooftop of the hospital. And Chelsea was like, "You don't normally act like this. You would really get at somebody who would be treating someone the way you're treating Eva at this moment." And she was like, "You're right, I would." It's less about her being just like a nasty individual to everybody. It's specifically with Eva. And I had this conversation with someone, and I also talked about it on my own live reviews. I was like, it's really, think about how hard she's going and how she's adamant on, we don't know this person. Why are y'all so adamant on bringing this new person into the family? Having her at the country club, having her in my dress at the event, having her playing parties. She's in the files and y'all are doing all this stuff and she has all this access. Let's think back. We are still in the very, like, this is a very new soap opera. We're getting the history as we go along in the episodes. The last new person that we welcomed into the family was Triple H.
True.
The last person we welcomed into the fold and who was sitting at our dinner tables, who was eating our food, got ingrained and ingratiated into the family, and we treated her like family, and she was everywhere we were. Based off how they talk about Haley, I call her Triple H. Based off how they talk
I'm
about,
here for it. I'm here for
now
it.
what is a Triple H?
Oh, well, at first it was Haley Hefferho, but then she became a Hamilton, so it's Haley Heifer Hamilton. But you could switch out that middle part, so I just call her Triple H.
I love it.
Haley Hamilton. Ho. Okay, I'm with you. I'm gonna say this. I feel like I agree. Universal Soul Goddess. I'm with you. I kind of want to see Joey and Vanessa get together. I think that will be a great link up, especially if she finds out about Doug and I don't know, because I think it's a lot with this Vanessa. We know she a hoe. We know she for the streets, but I just think it's a lot with Vanessa. I don't know, y'all.
She would make a good mob wife. Oh, but I was like, I named her Triple H, and I had to tell the wrestler Triple H, since you want to go by Paul now, I gave your name away because that's what she is. But it's very much for Kat, and I like, obviously we as people, especially when we don't have like that access to what, even though this is a fictional character, we don't have the access that she has. Mm-hmm. We feel a way about someone being elitist and pretentious because it's like, so would you treat me like that?
Right.
Well, a real fictional person. But I was like, thinking about it. Oh, she's really trying to protect her family because, like, last person we let in here, the last wolf we let into here was Triple H. Mm-hmm. And you see how that turned out. Nobody has time to be doing this again.
You make a good point. I wasn't even thinking
that. I never thought of. Yeah, that's a really good
I wasn't thinking that far. But I know I know me, Really, and Scotty have said this. When it comes to Nicole, it's the fact that for me with Nicole, it's the fact that Eva is conveniently always around when you need stuff. And it's like, ain't nobody clocking the fact that, oh, you're here cleaning. Oh, I was just gonna clean up after Kat and Tomas. Girl, that is not your job.
Right. Why are you here? Why are you here, girl?
Yeah, she's conveniently everywhere she needs to be. But I feel like Nicole is one of those people who, and I have friends like this, and oh boy, do I hate it. I love them, but I hate it. They have to see the good in everybody.
Yeah.
They have to see in everybody. And the problem with Nicole is she has the personality that I need to see the good in everybody, mixed with her being a therapist. And those two things, oh, well, there's good in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be good in everybody. We just have to get to the root of the issues, and then we can help these people. And it's just like, so you're not paying attention to the signs? I know Mama.
I saw the sign.
I know Miss Anita and Daddy Dupree raised you better than this to pay attention to everything.
They did.
You never know when you got to turn a window into a door. Why aren't you paying attention?
So next on my list, I have Bill with his secret meeting with the plaintiffs of this lawsuit, how he tricked his daughter and got the women up in the room. Again, I don't know how this was a major storyline throughout the week. So I don't know how much we want. I mean, we want to talk about it all now. We want to kind of move into it. But this Bill Naomi storyline, I have mixed feelings on it because on one hand, I want to see it, right? I want to see Bill and I want to see Bill get what's coming to him. But on the flip side, I don't want to see Naomi forget who she is in her quest for vengeance, if that makes any sense. I don't know. How did you guys feel about, and we can get into all the details. I mean, do y'all want to just go through the whole thing that happened or?
I was going to say maybe get into all of it since it was very much a big chunk of what the week was.
Yeah, this is a big chunk of what we saw this week. So Bill met, so the lawsuit is chugging. Bill, you know, there was supposed to be this meeting so they could try to come up with a settlement. Bill changed the date so that he was alone with the plaintiffs. And of course, he did the threatening thing. Oh my gosh, are you sure that you want to deal with this? You know, when people find out, what about your coworker? You know, like he was like, I know people at the press and I can make it sound like, you know, I can make it sound how I want to make it sound. And he was very threatening. Of course, one of them smartly texted Naomi and was like, girl, where are you? She shows up, realizes what it is, and she diffuses it. Then we come back for another settlement. We can talk about the exterior stuff later, but they come back for another settlement. And this time, Bill does come to the table with $1 million, give them their job back, start a whole committee, committee to try to stop it from happening again. I think Bill knows that Mike ain't shit. Isn't that his name, Mike?
Yeah.
I think Bill knows. And he knows that if any of this stuff does get out, he will be in trouble. So again, Naomi says, listen, and she told the ladies, look, if y'all want to take the deal, I have to do what's in y'all's best interest if this is what y'all want to do. However, let's look through it. And she said, listen, this thing has a lot of holes in it. Like, there's a lot of holes here. You know, the $1 million, they're going to take out taxes. They're going to take out fees. Like, y'all ain't walking away with $1 million. Yeah, he'll give you your job back, but there's nothing in here that protects your job. He can fire you. He can build a case and fire you, and then you have no cause. She was like, and do you really think that he going to listen to anything from this little committee? He's telling y'all, but if y'all want to take the deal, I'll take the deal. So we can talk about the exteriors of it, like with Haley and all that other stuff, but how y'all feel about that part of it?
Bill's evil genuine is so trifling. He is so trifling because it's just like, when you think about it, first of all, I just want to say this, and I don't know if y'all picked up on it. When Tomas asked him, what caused Naomi to not, because she thought Naomi would come to the firm and it would be Hamilton and Hamilton, and she there. Me and my mind was like, she's going hard at this because obviously you want to make sure this never happens to any woman again. But what if Mike tried to push up on Naomi?
It wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me the way he talks about women. He's a creepy weirdo, and he go. So I was like, in my mind, I think he tried to push up on her, and we'll see what happens with that. But when it comes to Bill just being trifling, it's like, you have an ex-wife, you have a current wife, even though I don't like her. You have daughters. You are saying these are disgruntled women that are just trying to get back at him to everybody else, but you know that this man is a creepy weirdo, but because he's your rainmaker, he brings in all these high-profile cases, you're just letting him away, and it very much gives, what were you wearing? What were you saying? What vibe were you giving off? That is what Bill is giving to me. So when you meet with these women and you threaten them, I'm like, 1, 2, and 3, don't fall for it. Somebody text Naomi, and I'm glad old girl texted her. And when they come back, they're like, oh my God, we should take this $1 million. And I was like, you up front.
This is what I hate. I hate when you create a character to be one way and then you make them something else. when they first went to Naomi, these women sounded like that. These were, we got it together. I was almost a paralegal. I'm in school. Like, you worked at a law firm. You
Right.
saw settlements come in. You know the tricks. You know, like the fact that they're acting so naive now. Like, oh my gosh, he said he'll give us $1 million. Like, I don't. I hate the way that they made them seem so stupid after creating them to be these because we want you because you're the best and we know that you're the only one that can. And then now it's like, oh, okay, he's gonna give us our job back. Like, but I just hated it. I felt like it just felt like bullshit to me. But
then when you look at it, it's just like, this is what happened in real life. You could have the most intelligent, well put together, I'm on my stuff, I'm about my business women going through this exact thing, and it's just like lives.
Mm-hmm.
Bills still have to get paid. People have hospital bills, people have student loan bills, things, day-to-day life. You still have to go through day-to-day life. And it's just like, well, this sounds good right now. But I was with Naomi before she even broke it down. I was like, first of all, taxes, 50% is going to the government. I'm looking at the fact that it's probably going to be 20%, 10 for all the fees, and 10 to Naomi. And then y'all want to pay off student loans, and y'all want to pay off hospital bills. Y'all going to come out of there not making anything off the settlement. And then when it comes to, oh, we'll get our jobs back, they'll fire you for the tiniest thing. You could bring the wrong coffee order up in there, and they're going to get out. You're like, fired. Oh, you got me a mocha latte? I wanted a caramel latte with a splash of honey in there. Fired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to have this committee. Now tell me, in real life and in fiction, what harassment committee that was brought forth after these type of suits have happened actually worked out? I'll wait.
The only thing they might actually have gotten out of that is the $1 million and their job back. But like you said, They wouldn't have made it a year. They wouldn't have made it a year with their jobs. And their committee is just bullshit. That's something he threw in to make it sound good. Child, ain't nobody listening to no damn committee. Because like you said, who you are reporting to with this committee?
Bill?
I'm going to say this to you, Ricardo. You weren't here when I said this. And you tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. I think Haley and Mike might have had a situation. Because they were very clear to say, well, I didn't get the job, and next thing I know, Haley got the job. And Haley was like, I've never had any problems. I've never had any. I'm wondering, because again, I don't think Haley is who they're trying to say she is. Haley got some shit with her. And I'm wondering if there's something there with Haley.
Now, I have been saying this since the moment that lawsuit has been brought on. And when we get back to Joey and Vanessa, I also said something that was proven to be true. I do live like watch alongs and reviews, so I don't just like review it after the fact. Like, I'm watching it live and y'all get my reactions. And I was like, the entire week for certain things, you did this and you did that. Oh no, I wholeheartedly believe when Becky, because that's the Asian lady who, Becky, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Stop picking up the phone and going to meet with people without your lawyer.
Please do.
Okay.
Please, I'd stop doing that. But I was like, Becky said, I told him I had a boyfriend and I thought that would be over. Next thing I know, she's getting the job position. But from what we know, she was a receptionist. How do you go from receptionist to paralegal? And you, from what we know in your background, you don't have no expertise in paralegaling. I think she also went on a date with that man, or she did something else with that man, because the way he's never done anything to me. He's never said anything wrong to me. Sunshine and rainbows and puppies. I don't like her for the simple fact that 1 minute she about it, and the next, I don't have any friends. I don't have this. I don't have that. In the moment, and I had to snatch my ring off. The moment Evil Genuine shake some shiny in front of her face, shake some shiny.
Not Evil Genuine.
The moment he shakes some shiny in front of her face, she's back to perfect little Stepford wife. But
I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you when it was for me. When they were at Bill's house, right after he got back from his honeymoon, him, Tomas, and Bill, and Haley came in there, and when Haley left, he made a nasty comment about her. Mm-hmm. That's when I felt it, because I was like, you were way too comfortable making a sexist, crass-ass joke about your
Boss's wife.
managing partner, right, your boss's wife. And that's what made me be like, oh, he way too familiar for him to be talking about her like that. That's what made me kind of side eye then.
The thing is, he's done it twice. It's not like he's done it
that's
once.
true.
To
He
her.
did it more than once. Yep.
But he's done it more than twice, because when we first got into the show, remember, he was Bill's best man at that that shootout that they called it. The wedding was tacky. It was tacky.
And I bet you Haley designed it, decorated it.
I liked her little leopard dress she had on Friday.
But she loves leopard, don't she? She loves an animal print.
Listen. I don't have no problem with leopard print. I too want, because it's a wrestler that has this zebra coat. And I was like, I don't know where you got it from, but run me that coat. Okay, I like a little animal print in my life, but that leopard dress, you can't go wrong. Black women leopard, you can't go wrong.
She looked good.
She looked good, but the wedding was tacky. And that creepy weirdo was his best man. And the creepy weirdo, before they even went out there to that tacky wedding that you blackmail people into going to, he was making crass comments about her, and Evil Genuine didn't say anything. It was only after you married her that you're like, don't talk about my wife like that. Don't say this. Don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like settle for the workplace retaliation. Settle with them on that, and then give him to them. Serve him up on a silver platter to them.
Yeah, but he's worth too much money to him. Bill is all about his money.
He is, and it's just like you care more about money than the bottom line. The bottom line is, when this goes to court, whether Naomi wins or not, in the court of public opinion, your name is dirt.
Yeah.
They're going to spit on your name. They're going to spit on your law firm. It's going to caution people from wanting to work with you. It's going to be like, ain't that I don't want to do that. They got that creepy man working there. He like to harass folks.
Go ahead.
I think he's harassed more people at that law firm than they actually want to admit.
Well, I think that's what's going to end up happening. I mean, I think what's going to end up happening is I think the lawsuit is going to go forward. I mean, we've seen it in every law movie, right? That the lawsuit goes forward. Naomi's going to be in trouble. Maybe even one of the plaintiffs drops out, whatever. And at the 12th hour, somebody is going to show up that either works at the law firm or worked at the law firm, and they're going to have some receipts and some proof, and that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction for this. I don't know how long they're going to drag the storyline out, but I really think that's what's going to end up happening. I think what's going to happen is Naomi's going to go to her father and say, look, I got this right here. You need to make my clients a really serious settlement, and I won't expose it, because she's not going to destroy him. She's not going to destroy his law firm. But I think that she'll say, look, if you don't, fire Mike, do this, and do that, or I'm going to go to the press, I'm going to go to the media, I'm going to, whatever the situation is. And I think that's what's going to end up happening. And I also think that's going to sort of be the road back for them. I don't think they're going to make up and, kiss and make up, but I think that'll be the road back. But I think that's what's going to end up happening. That's just my prediction.
I do wonder if somebody probably has like a video of Mike, because I mean, this is something that's been going on obviously for a long time. Bill knows about it. And I'm glad that Naomi did step in and tell these girls, like, okay, yeah, he offered y'all $3 million, but it's $1 million apiece. Now, the one girl, the Asian girl, is her name Becky? I think the reason why she was so gung-ho for it is because, remember, her mother has some medical bills, so she's trying to pay that off.
Yeah, she did say she had medical bills.
She was so gung-ho for it. But I'm so glad that Naomi just told them, like, pump your brakes, because even if they get the job back, that's going to be a hostile work environment that they're going to go back into. Everybody's going to be like, oh, that's look at them three. That's the ones that brought the lawsuit against the firm, especially that girl that sit at the front desk, the other Asian girl.
Caroline ain't either.
I don't see her. I don't see shit for Caroline. She is an ass kisser.
Caroline, first of all, I see why Caroline and Triple H is kind of cool, even though she's an employee, the boss's wife, so you're not really friends like that. Both of them are not girls.
Mm-mm.
Because y'all are sitting up here trying to figure out or telling this man ways to get at these women to end this lawsuit. And then it's the telling Naomi, do you really want to put everybody's careers in jeopardy? People who watched you grow up. There are other people who work at this law firm. And there are other people who are culpable for what has happened. All of them have seen him harass these women or have been harassed by them. And because they feel like, well, if I don't do this, or if I do this, if I don't do it, or if I do it, I'll either get the job and I'll be fine, or I'll be blackballed, because that's basically what's going to happen with Bill. The moment they come back, he's going to figure out how to fire them again, and then he's going to blackball them, and they'd be lucky to get a job down to the Taco Bell. If that. That's legitimately what is going to happen. We see that in real time in everyday life when these lawsuits get brought forth. But Caroline, Triple H, not girls. You can stop this right now. You can take the money. Everything will be okay. I wasn't a real friend to you, and I'm so sorry. I never realized who I hurt. And it's just like, but one minute you're, oh, my friends, I miss my friends. I wish I had friends. And then the next minute you about it. I need you to. I don't like my intelligence being played on, and I don't like being confused. And right now, the character of Triple H is playing on my intelligence and confusing me, and it irks my spirit. Which one are you, or are you both? And you said
both.
I think it's both, but it irritates me because she jumps between the two.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps jumping between the two, and it's just like, so what side does Evil Genuine see that the rest of the women don't see? No, that the rest of the world sees. They see it, but obviously he's blinded by something. And I feel like he was dumb enough to not have her sign a prenup. I think he was dumb enough to not have her sign a prenup. And I also feel like whether him and Naomi make up before or after he has a stroke, because that's coming. He either gonna have a stroke or a heart attack. It's coming. We saw it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a heart attack.
She's gonna do something that's gonna unite the Hamilton women against her. Because I was like, y'all only were together for what, 6 months before you got married? So that means,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm here. I'm just, my microphone went out, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I've been having some technical difficulties this morning, child. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They were only like together 6 months before they got married. And out of those 6 months, it was really just y'all screwing around everywhere. So y'all really didn't get to know each other. It's going to be something down to somebody's hospital where she tries to give that man or okays for him to have some type of medicine, and he's allergic to it. And the Hamilton women band together to run down on her because you didn't try to take out their daddy / ex-husband.
Yeah, something going to happen with that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure with Haley, because, I mean, she's just...
She irks me because how many times does he have to tell you, stay away from Naomi, stay away from Chelsea, don't say nothing to them?
I just feel like Haley wants everybody to feel bad for her when you're the one that somehow slipped your way into this family. You helped yourself to Danny's man. They get a divorce. The divorce decree ain't even fresh. Y'all already got y'all wedding invitations out, and now y'all married, and your husband blackmailed this family into coming. Like, Haley, it's the delusions for me when it comes to Haley.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I mean, I know y'all gave me before, but all right. Yeah, and I told you again, you weren't here when I said this, Ricardo. I just think it's more I just think Haley is not the Pollyanna that they're making her out to be. And I think y'all, we'll get to that in a minute. Y'all let me know. I think I started to see a little bit of what's going on, but I got to make sure that I heard what I heard, or if I heard it wrong, but I'll let y'all know when we get to that part.
Okay.
So next on my list, I have, Haley and Chelsea, where Haley is trying to guilt Chelsea into talking to her daddy. Listen, when I thought Chelsea was the weak one out of her and Naomi as far as making up with their dad, but baby, Chelsea was giving it to Miss Haley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was here for every moment.
Listen, what she said, you would know if you had a mama. I said, Chelsea, I mean,
Baby, Chelsea was giving it.
for saying it, but you know, somebody gonna find an issue with what you said. And then she brought like she thought she and I hate that this is man name. She thought I'll just say that she thought she had the big joker when she told Chelsea about Danny breaking into the house and everything. And it's just like, well, if your husband had switched the codes and everything to the cameras, obviously we know how that played out. Y'all wouldn't have known had it not been for a specific inscription on the bottle. You thought this is how I feel about this situation. She wants the respect. She wants to be a Dupree. It all boils down to Triple H wanting to be a Dupree. She wants to be one of them. I said you had a better chance at either getting pregnant by Martin, somehow, some way, marrying Naomi, or Chelsea. Chelsea's in a throuple.
Mm-hmm.
She does not discriminate. Shout out to her. I know my community members when I see them. Chelsea, getting with Chelsea and marrying her, or somehow, some way getting with Andre, marrying him, and then you are kind of grandfathered into the family because he got all that damn money. I know he got him a membership down to the country club where you go down there and the people that actually like you. She wanted to Dupree. She wanted the life. She wanted to be Danny. She
really thought that was going to give her access, and it just is not. It's not giving her the access she thought it was going to give her.
She wanted to be Danny. She wanted Danny's life, and I can't stand either one of them when it comes to they have to respect you. And calling Danny I'm sorry for jumping ahead. Going over to Danny and asking her to tell the people at the country club to be nice to. Let's be clear on something. They're never going to be nice to her.
Mm-mm.
She is their worst nightmare. Vanessa told her that in the first episode. You are these women's worst nightmares, and you make these men fear you by way of their wives possibly jumping on them and telling them about themselves or trying to take all their money if they ever were cool with you, because we let somebody into the home, we treat her like family, get her a job, she's everywhere we're always at. We knew you because you were always at the club with the family and all of this stuff. And then you snatch that lady husband, have an affair, marry him, send her an invitation to the wedding, and then your wedding turns into the OK Corral because, you know, she was forced to be there. I wouldn't have did that, but, you know, some people are just crazy like that. As in forcing that lady to be at that wedding to make it okay.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They never gonna like you. And even if they did have to force to be around you, it's still gonna be, I like that bitch. Why is she here? It's never going to be what you want it to be. Go move somewhere else.
I just don't understand Haley. And again, that's why I say it's got to be an act, because you can't be this damn naive. The whole Pollyanna, well, I mean, it happened. It's over. Why can't everybody just get over it? It's like you really are living in your own alternative universe where you really don't understand the gravity of, like, the fact that you really don't understand why you ain't in the group chat no more. I mean, you know, that was later on. The fact that you don't understand why you're not in the group chat anymore. Like, girl, I am confused by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't understand the depth of, and I just don't believe she's that naive. I really think it's more to it. Now, a couple of the people in the chat said that they think that maybe Mike and Haley are working together. Like, do you think they know each other already?
That could be.
I still think that there's something with, I don't know what it is, but I still think that this family that they keep telling us that Haley does not have, I don't think it's true. But I think that with whoever, I don't know if she's connected to Daddy Vernon or something. I just think it's more the Haley story based on this fake orphan story. I just don't buy it. I don't buy the orphan story.
I just think Haley's delusional as hell is what she is. She's delusional because you moved into, it's the fact that all this shit that you've done and you still think people gonna like you. You become, you're friends with Naomi. Mm-hmm. They bring you around the family. You get close with Danny. Then you get with Bill. Then they divorce. Then y'all send out y'all wedding invitations. Then you guys have your wedding. Then you guys move into the same community that she lives in. Like, what world do you think anybody's gonna be like, oh, Haley, let's just welcome you into the circle? No, that is delusion. I love the fact that now Chelsea didn't know that she was behind her, but when she was talking about when she was reading her evil step monster, I was like, yes, Chelsea, read her. And then she turned around and she was like, I was like, no, keep going. Let that harlot know who she is. Because, like I said, it's I don't think she's as naive as she's playing, but I definitely do believe she's that delusional, because every time something bad happens at the country club, she runs to Bill. Oh, Bill, they did this to me. I can't get any food there. The only place I can get food is Orphe Jeans. Well, girl, if that's the only place you can get food, you better
in
order
all
Orphe
of the
Jeans
DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Girl, bye. Girl, bye.
I want to point this out because this is like later. When Diego rolled up on Vanessa and he's like, well, I had a session with Triple H, but she canceled. I'm starting to believe.
That's the part I was gonna bring up, and I said I want to wait and see if y'all heard what I heard. Diego said that she canceled, but then she told Bill they canceled on me again, and I was like, they said you canceled, girl. So I'm wondering if she's playing up this her being shunned because she's playing it up for Bill. I don't know.
I think
some of it is.
She's being shunned because those women are never going to like her. I just want her to get over it. Face the fact they're never going to like you. But she's also playing it up. I don't know if she feels like, ooh, if I play it up more, he's going to give me this, he's going to give me that. But you already got an unlimited credit card. But also, Danny pointed out, nobody tells you that the prince becomes a real SOB when he wants you to quit your job and be solely dependent on him and do whatever he wants and be whatever he needs. She's definitely playing this woe is me act up. And obviously, because I make my lives ahead of schedule. So I'm looking at because I have to make my thumbnail. So I'm looking at what we're supposed to have for the week coming up. Mm-hmm. Both of them are being delusional when it comes to this country club. And I'm sick of what part of Granddaddy Paul Cheeks Dupree building all of this don't y'all understand? Y'all will never, ever be on the level of the Duprees. For Bill, I feel like the pressure to live up to the Dupree name and everything that they do, and him have we're already successful. We are already important to a lot of people. Us as a family, we're already successful. We're already important. We already have this air of don't mess with us. We give that off because everybody in the family is successful in their own right. Mm-hmm. You're not impressive. We are impressive all on our own. You have to go to a different height to be impressive over here for us. And I think he couldn't take it no more. I think he couldn't take having to go above and beyond to be impressive to the rest of the family, even though nobody told you you had to, because Danny and Daddy Dupree used their contacts to get you where you are. I think it was like, well, I can't take having to be impressive for the rest of my life. So I'm just going to go to somebody who just the littlest thing impresses her. Some frozen shrimp scampi and some crystal earrings is really going to set it off. She really going to enjoy this. Me having the same, I'm telling y'all now, she wanted that lady's life and she slid in there and took her husband, but she thought she was going to get everything else of Danny's. Because I'm going to be honest. Just like I would want a new house, I wouldn't want to live in the same house or in the same neighborhood as your ex-wife because this is it's a museum of relationships past. I also wouldn't want the same decorator that decorated y'all house to my house. Their new house, the interior looks like Danny's house. The couches, one couch is a brighter fuchsia and the other couch is kind of like a darker fuchsia. I wouldn't you really want this lady's life. I couldn't do it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, JB.
So what I will say is I think y'all I know really you watch General Hospital, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's kind of if you remember Carly, this is kind of reminded me of the storyline they did a few seasons ago with a few years ago with Carly and the girl Nell. Okay. Nell came in pretending to be, she was Carly's assistant, and she pretended like she, was there for Carly and everything. But then when it got down to it, we found out Carly's stepfather was Nell's actual father, and Nell hated Carly because of that. And that was a whole issue. So it's given Nell and Carly 2.0, with Danny and because I did see somebody in the comment was like maybe she could be their sister. So it's given this could be a Carly and Nell 2.0 storyline.
I don't, because I live the Carly and Nell storyline, which also irritates me about Nina and everything that she did and everything that comes with, stupid Willow at this current moment.
Oh God, I can't stand Willow.
I can't stand her either. She got nerves. I just want to send her on a trip somewhere where she could be deprogrammed.
I fast forward every scene with Willow and Drew. It's like
they make my skin crawl. But shout out to Monica for going ahead and making sure that the family crypt gets to stay where it is, and also letting him know you not using our name. I don't know if he thought Monica would be cool with him digging up her husband, her 2 daughters, and a son. Yeah, it wasn't gonna work out the way you wanted it to work out. Just go ahead and let that go. But okay, my theory is I don't think she Daddy Dupree's daughter, because he hopelessly devoted to Anita.
We think,
but I feel like he is hopelessly devoted to that lady.
But I think he got a pass though. I think it's something there. He
may have a past, or in like the past in my head, I'm thinking, what if he has a brother? What if he has a brother? Like, obviously, Granddaddy Paul Cheeks Dupree, he built, like, everything we see at this current moment in Fairmount Crest. What if Vernon isn't the only Dupree male by, Granddaddy, Cheeks? What if Vernon had a brother? Okay. And what if Vernon was the Nicole of this situation? Very much studious, very much, I know my path in life. I'm going to go there. I'm an activist. I'm fighting for social justice. I became a senator. I'm doing all these things. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the straight and narrow. And then you have a real goody-goody sometimes. But we all know that, as a senator, they get down and dirty themselves. Mm-hmm. What if he had a brother who kind of mirrored Danny in the way of, I just want to live my own life. I don't want to live up to the family name anymore. I want to be out on my own and do whatever I want to do. My thing is, because somebody was like, what if they get Debbie Morgan to play Triple H's mother? And I was like, I would love to see Debbie Morgan make her way back to daytime television. I don't think she's ever been on CBS and daytime television before. I could be wrong. And I was like, Darrell. I think it's Darrell. The guy who played
Jesse.
They have such great chemistry. And I always love when somehow, some way they're able to bring them back together. I was like, what if he is Vernon's brother who was out here just living his best life?
Okay.
And got that lady pregnant and then just took off and was living his best life. He's an artist. He really doesn't have no roots or anything settled down. I was thinking that. And also with Danny and the new Hamilton situation, I was like, if Danny really wanted to get back at these people and really wanted to be petty and just destroy them, I would go find Triple H's mother and I would drop her on a doorstep and let the chips fall where they may, because Bill ain't going to be able to put up with it.
I'll be honest with you. That's the one thing I put in my notes. I literally, it's a little bit further down in my notes, but I literally have in my notes, Google. Why are none of these people using the Google machine? Why has nobody Googled Haley? I would have been looked up Haley. Even when they was talking about, I'm going to jump ahead, with Joey and his mama. Like, how you ain't know his, like, I'm Googling shit. And it was something else that they could have Googled. Haley, Joey, and it was something else that happened that I was like, why are we not Googling these people? Kat, why haven't you looked up Eva? Like, you so convinced that Eva ain't who she says she is. Have you Googled? I know you went to her social media, but have you really looked this woman up? Like, I don't know.
That's her real name, because we know her mama is using 4 aliases.
5,000. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think Eva is her real name. Since we know they live in the now and they live in the real world like us, because Telfar and all these different brands, there's not much made up, and Beyonce and Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, when Anita dropped that Hot 16 and then Naomi went and embarrassed me on television like that, I'll never forgive her for that. But girl, you couldn't pick up the beat. It was so disrespectful to me and Miss Anita. Google is a powerful tool. Why haven't y'all looked a lot of these people up?
Right. I'm just like, why are we not Googling things? All right, so let's get to the next thing, y'all, because let's get to the next thing. Okay, so Nicole is worried about Danny and whatever. Nicole gonna always be worried about Danny. Tomas tried to get Kat to convince Naomi not to do the lawsuit. We already decided that we don't like Tomas and that his acting is terrible, but we just don't like him. I don't know how you feel about Tomas Ricardo.
I feel like eventually we'll see Tomas end up get recasted because that's what happens on soap operas. People get opportunity somewhere else and then they end up get recasted.
I can't stand Aladdin. Y'all are so disrespectful.
Me, I wish they would just let that man let his facial hair in because I can see he has a 5 o'clock shadow. I can see where y'all had him shave his facial hair off when the camera get too close. I'm not saying people don't do their jobs down there, but I can see it. Just let him grow the facial hair in. Tomas is going to stay around. The character is definitely going to stay around because they're building a love triangle between him, Kat, and Eva. Especially Eva feels like this is the best way to go at Kat. And Kat is like, you want my life. And she's like, no, I don't. I don't want anything you have, but it's just like you want her life because you think that life got stolen based off what Leslie Dana Sherry Anna has told you. But in reality, she had already let us know that she was a jump off. She was messing with that man while he was married. And what solidified it was, the only reason why I know when their anniversary is because he left me one night and I ended up finding out he was going to dinner for their anniversary. So the story she entire time of he found out I was pregnant and he left me and then he went off to be with her and got married and just left me in the cold makes no sense because Martin's a certain age. Martin's president. You know you gotta get president. You and Kat are around the same age. Had Ted knew about you, I believe Turtleneck Ted would have taken Eva and Kat and Eva would have been raised as twins and they would have never known until Leslie Lena Sherry Anna, whatever her name is, popped up and revealed all. Also, it's just like Tomas is going to be around, but Tomas was very trifling for asking her to ask Naomi to put it into the lawsuit. You don't know her like that. Y'all just
that was my thing with him. Like, dude, you just started talking to this girl, and now you ask her cousin to drop a lawsuit. I would have slapped Tomas.
Y'all just I feel like he would be better to me if they just let him grow his facial hair in, though.
Okay, so Danny and Chelsea, Chelsea finally told Danny about the whole handbag thing. We see Danny sort of unravel, but by the end of the week, Chelsea agrees to walk in the fashion show as long as she can highlight the bag, which was actually Danny's idea to begin with. But I have a question. I thought that Chelsea wasn't going to sign that contract for the next 3 years, but I thought she had always agreed to do the fashion show. I didn't realize she had backed out of the whole fashion show of it all. But anyway, I don't know what you guys think about any of that.
I feel like she backed out of the fashion show. I knew that when she told her she didn't want to do anything. She just wanted to focus on the business that her and Kat started. I feel like I'm going to just say this. Let's blame Triple H for this because this is pushed back into Danny's orbit. Chelsea was out of it, but then you telling her that her mama did this, her mama did that, you need to watch your mother. You just pushed Chelsea back into her orbit and Chelsea feeling like I have to take care of my mother because all of this is going on. I do agree that, hey, I agree with Danny when she said it, which is why I'm confused on why they're not pushing Danny, the character, to either get back into modeling, get another client, or start a modeling agency. Walk the runway. It doesn't.
I think eventually that's where we're going. I think that's where we're headed eventually, but it's going to be a slow walk. It's a soap opera. It's going to be a slow walk. But I think that's eventually where we're headed. That Danny's going to start her own agency or something like that. I agree.
But it was like, okay, hold on. I agreed. Walk the runway. Let the bag be the showstopper. Now, I don't think a tote bag should be the showstopper, but that's just me.
I think Danny was doing too much this week with that whole thing, because when she was telling her about the fashion show and walking in it, you could see the look on Chelsea's face is like, "Mama, girl, that's not what I want to do." But it is a great idea, and I like the fact that Danny was giving suggestions about what kind of bag to walk down the runway with. I did like that idea, but then it's Danny. I think we know Danny puts 20 on 10. I think we know Danny goes overboard. So I wasn't really I was cool with it. It wasn't until, like Ricardo said, when Triple H decided that she wants to go and say something to Chelsea. It's like, that girl was ready to be done with this, and now that you telling her to keep tabs on her mama, I'm really sick of that girl.
I'm so sick of her.
I'm sick of her. She pops up like a weed, and it's like every up she's turning into Ashley for me. It's not with Ashley, I just can't stand Ashley, just because the character annoys me. But with Triple H, it's like, girl, you just pop up everywhere this week. Every scene, she was damn near there. She was at Orphe Jeans. You are everywhere talking to somebody about there's a situation which every situation leads back to her.
It does, because when she was talking to Derek and she was like, I never no, when she was talking to Becky, stop me. Becky, I'm telling you this now. If you meet up with somebody else again, I'm gonna throw a shoe at you. I swear to God, I will. Stop meeting up with people. When she met up with Becky and she was like, it was just me and Bill in this bubble, and I never realized hurt everybody else would be, especially my friends and all of this. And I was like, you didn't realize how hurt everyone would be, because you thought everybody would fall in line. You wanted Danny's life. You thought that even though you went about it the way you went, Chelsea and Naomi would, be upset for a minute, and then they would be on y'all's side, and they would push Danny to the side, and everything would be sunshine and rainbows. Everything will be good, but all roads lead back to you. You are the common denominator as to why everybody's having these reactions to everything. Did y'all see how Miss Anita looked when Naomi told her the Triple H rolled up on her?
Mm-hmm.
It was I'm gonna have a conversation with this one. It's like I don't think she really wanted with Miss Anita. I don't think she wanted with her at all. But then it was like something else that pointed out that Triple H isn't a girl's girl and she is easily manipulated, is how upset she got when Caroline finally told her that Bill was meeting with Danny. She was like, oh, did she call? Did she call to have him come over there and fix something? Why did she call? And Caroline was like, we didn't get no call from her. She had to call and ask him to do. It's just like, no, she ain't called for nothing. He called her. He got on his phone and called her and went down to that house and started reminiscing with her and had relationship nostalgia. And when she kissed him, he was kissing back. And then he pulled away because he had, oh, I'm married to that lady. And sat up there and lied to you. I wonder if that's going to come out. What y'all think?
It's a soap opera. Everything comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Danny had cameras in the house.
I don't think Danny gonna need cameras in the house, because did y'all notice, and it happened a couple of times this week as well, Haley is jealous of everything because she know how she got that man. So she is nervous and jealous about. So I don't think she's gonna need any cameras. She's gonna believe her.
Yeah, that relationship is not on solid ground. It's very wobbly and very shaky. Like last week when Haley got jealous of the woman that was at the law firm. You're jealous. I think what it is with Haley is she wants to be the only woman in Bill's life. She doesn't, because you're worried about every woman. Like, I think it's just she wants to be the only woman for Bill.
But the other thing is she know how she got him.
Yeah.
So you know how you got him. You always nervous about the next person, and because everybody keeps throwing that in her face, like you saw, she had that she was reminiscing on all the things that was said to her. At the end of the day, I do think Bill went over there and he was playing her. I don't think Bill went over there with any intention, but he was playing her, sitting all close to her on the couch, pouring her a drink, reminiscing. Bill knew what he was doing. Even the whole kiss thing. No, I don't think he went over there to have sex with her, but child, you knew what it was. Like, stop playing. You knew what you was doing.
Yeah, I think he went over there like trying to butter her up to be able to ask, can you just tell your friends to be nice to her? And it's just like, it wouldn't matter if she said, I declare this, be nice to Triple H Day. They still won't be nice to her. You can't control people like you want to control them. Obvious, like, Bill wants to control everyone in his life. He can't control Chelsea. He can't control Naomi. His control on Danny is slipping day by day by day. And he's not going to be able to take it when he find out that baby Lorenz Tate is knocking them walls down. He's not going to be able to take it. He's going to get upset. But Triple H is very jealous. And I have to agree with all. She knows how she got him, so she's afraid to lose him. But I also agree with you when you say, she wants to be the only woman in his life, which then made me think, is this why she keeps doing the opposite of what he told her to do when it means going and talking to Naomi and going to talk to Chelsea? He told you not to say anything to them. He said, don't talk to them, just leave them be. Everything will fall into a place eventually. But she keeps doing the opposite of what he tells her to do when it pertains to the women in his life, particularly his daughters. And it's just like, it gives, you don't want his daughters around either. So have these conversations with them. They'll get pissed off at him. They'll confront him. They'll be mad. And then they will push themselves even more away from him. Which is why you were so adamant on trying to talk to Naomi about what this lawsuit, because you don't want them to be around. But then you turned around and threatened her that we're going to bankrupt you. Who is we? You don't have no law degree.
Exactly.
You don't own
exactly. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about Jacob and what's going on down to the police precinct. God. So we find out that Jacob, he told his dad about his suspicions about his partner, and come to find out, the daddy gave him this whole song and dance, and then he went and talked to the partner. The partner's trying to play nice, but come to find out, the partner is in with Joey, and the daddy know about it. So the daddy is corrupt, Joey is corrupt, the partner's corrupt, and I think Jacob is going to end up in the hospital. I don't think he's going to die, but I think Jacob going to get shot somewhere along the way in this situation, and his daddy going to have to be exposed at some point too. What y'all thinking about this?
I called this last week because I literally said I thought Jacob's dad was in on it. Now he had me fooled at the beginning of the week when he was like, Joey is our CI. I was like, okay, that's a little interesting that he's your CI, but then it doesn't explain Marcel though, because if he's quote unquote a CI, Marcel would know, and Marcel would have said to Jacob, that's our CI right there. So yeah, we know what he's doing. But then you see the daddy and Marcel talking. I'm like, oh, so I was right about y'all. Y'all two are in cahoots together. But I agree with you, really. Be something gonna happen to Jacob. Jacob gonna be in the hospital. He gonna be right in the hospital, right along with Randy's ass.
Yeah, because he got to be the Boy Scout. You know what I'm saying? We saw he arrested his own mama-in-law. So I think that's why they built him up like that. That he's this Boy Scout. That he does everything by the book. Because now we see he sort of done weaved his way into this. But I think the biggest thing is when he found out that his daddy is involved.
I called Marcel. First of all, the actor looks so familiar to me. I still have yet to put where have I seen you before? But I was like, I called him being a dirty cop from the very beginning because he was just so cantankerous with Jacob. It was like, what's wrong with you? You were just being mean, rude, and nasty. And then when he was introduced to Naomi and he said hello and then slammed the money on the bar, I was like, you was raised better than that, man. You about 65. You was raised better than that. Be respectful. Jacob Daddy, I don't know if that meant a dirty cop or not, but it's giving you dirty. But it also gave you threaten that man. If anything happened to your son, it would be you and him. And the way things are going, he gonna end up in the hospispittal.
Yeah, hopefully something's gonna happen to his son. Yeah,
hopefully not in somebody's grave, but Jacob's gonna end up in the hospital. And the thing about why Marcel didn't just tell Jacob that Joey was a CI when they first saw him getting money from the Corner Boys, it was like, I don't know, because people really don't be based off the propaganda shows I watch. They don't initially go out on a limb and be like, that's a CI, especially to the partner, because it's like, I don't know if I trust you or not. I don't know how you get down. If I say that's a CI, you could be working with somebody and then my CI come up missing. But everybody dirty at this point. And, you know, Jacob, I would say get dirty just a little bit so you can afford to get Naomi a kitchen and a living room, seeing as y'all don't have either of those things. Y'all don't have no kitchen. Y'all don't have no living room. What couch he was sleeping on, it wasn't no couch. It was a floor. I would say that, but you such a goody two shoes. I could see him quitting his job eventually because the cops, when they find out that his daddy was dirty and everything, they don't want to hang around him and him becoming a private investigator. We need one of those on the show.
We do.
We need those.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Okay. So, next we have. I wrote Vernon and Naomi, but I think we kind of already talked about when Vernon. I think that was the conversation that y'all were already talking about with Naomi.
Oh, when she told Miss Anita about Triple H rolling up on her like she was in a training bra and threatening her.
No, I think that was the part where Vernon was telling her to drop the lawsuit.
Yeah, go light on Bill with the lawsuit.
That's
with
legit.
That.
Doug Martin.
That's exactly what it is. They're trying to protect Martin. They don't want to rock the boat with Bill because Bill had whatever this secret is with
whatever
Martin.
This is, Bill got.
They don't want to rock the boat, and so Anita, because you saw when they got home, they were like, "Ugh," and then the preview for this week coming up, they're like, it's gonna get ugly, and they think things are gonna get bad, which I do believe it will. But I'm just ready to find out what the hell it is that Martin did. I still think Martin took somebody out, but I'm ready to find out for sure what it is.
At this point, we just want to know. Like, we just want to know.
Martin caught a body. That's what happened.
I think Martin took somebody out too. I really do. I really think that's what it is. And I think it was like one of those borderline, it could have been self-defense, but they didn't want to take that chance kind of thing. Like,
so what I think it might be is it might be a past relationship. Maybe he was being abused in a relationship. Maybe it gives abuse.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And we know Martin definitely is prone to anger, child. So it could have been a situation like that, He
could have been the one doing the abusing. Just saying.
It could. I don't know.
I don't put no past Martin.
Next, I want to give a shout out. I saw product placement this week. That's always a good thing for a soap opera that we see. We saw Tide. We saw Danny. I mean, we saw Nicole just randomly spraying Febreze for no fucking reason in her.
Well, she black. We gonna spray Febreze.
I said they really just gave us a moment of her just Febreze her house, honey. But I said shout out for the product placement because that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
But it's also so black.
Yeah, it is.
It's so black. You see, the space is clean, everything good. My room is my studio, my office, and my bedroom. I cleaned up. I'm going Febreze it. It looked nice in here. Let me go and make sure it smells even better in here. I'm going for. It's so black. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Child. So I wrote on here. We got Doug and his losing streak. Again, we don't care that much about Doug over here, Ricardo. I don't know how much you care, but we see the writing on the wall. So now he owes Joey, and basically the last thing we saw was Joey hitting him with the. So when I'm gonna get my money? Like, you owe me, and it's time for you to. So I don't know how much you care, Ricardo, because we just don't care that much. But go for it, boo.
I'm sick of Doug. I'm tired of Doug. I hope Doug lose his job. You ain't never at work. If them twins eventually we gonna have to meet Doug and Vanessa's kids. They're twins. We eventually gonna meet them, and I feel like we're gonna meet them because he done used up all the money, and she ain't gonna be able to get no money from her family to help finish putting the kids through school, and they gonna have to come back. Because I think we don't see them, so they obviously have to be out of state.
Yeah, but remember, they already established that Vanessa is rich. Like, Vanessa doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Because remember, they said that, but he didn't want to go. And I really think what Joey wants is connected to Vanessa, which is why I think he's getting close to Vanessa. Because when Doug said, I'm not going to ask my wife for the money, I'm not going to go to my wife, like, I don't know, but we already established Vanessa got the money. She's an heiress.
But that's what Randy said. Because, like, when Vanessa was talking about how she became a real estate agent, she was like, nothing was ever expected of me. Which, if we're being honest, palm-colored women, alabaster demons, if you want to call them that, who grow up in these families that are affluential, and you have money, and you have a trust fund, and you never really have to work for anything, nothing's ever expected of you other than possibly to marry rich and have somebody to take care of you. So she went out and was like, I did the whole being a mom thing, stay at home mom, all that was great, but I wanted something more for myself. So she has the money from her family, but she also has her own money as a real estate agent. I think it's less to do because I was like, he getting close to her. First of all, I called him not having a mama. I said he ain't got no mama. I said I saw an episode of Silk Stockings just like this, where the casino owner would meet up with the real estate agent and she would show him different houses and he would pick the ones that have off the book casino games. Off the books casino being ran in these different homes, and then they would just move from place to place. But he's really looking for a house. He still don't have no mama. I mean, she's gone up to glory. She no here no more, so he has no mother. She's not of the living. I think what we found out about his mother passing away and how all of that happened, I think this has more to do with Doug. I think this definitely has more to do with Doug and what happened down to that hospital. I think he's trying to use Vanessa and Doug and this him owing him money to find old boy who, you know, did the plastic surgery on him.
Yeah.
That's where I think this is going, because it's just like, what do you want? See, Randy knew that he didn't have no mama because Randy been working for him for a very long time. So Randy himself is like, his mother. I was like, nah, this is legit. He's going to use Doug to get to the guy who did the plastic surgery on his mother. And quite possibly, Doug might have been her, you know, cardiologist, and he told her she was fine as well to have the surgery. So he might be trying to go after Doug as well. But with Vanessa, he saw Vanessa. He liked Vanessa. He thinks she delicious and yummy and all the other cooking video words that he used for her. And he want him a piece of Vanessa. And Vanessa would make a good mom wife, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too when they were telling the story about the surgeon. I said, "Oh, that's the connection." But you're right. Maybe Doug was on the team, and Doug gave her the go ahead. Maybe Doug was her. Yeah, it could have been something with that. But it's definitely. I agree that Doug is his target. But it just, I don't know. It's just. Anyway, again, that's one of the storylines that I need them to hurry up. Like the other storylines, I'm okay, but this one, we need to hurry up.
I feel like we'll wrap up them, like the Doug storyline, and Dana, Leslie, Sherry, Anna, and Turtleneck Ted during May Sweeps. Oh my God, he has so many names. I had to get it out there during May Sweeps, because I was like, I posed the question to some of my subscribers. I was like, when do you think certain things will be wrapped up? Will we get them in May Sweeps or November Sweeps? I think we're gonna carry this lawsuit to November. But the Doug storyline with Joey and all of them, and then the Turtleneck Ted and all that, I think we're wrapping that up in May, because that's when Keith Robinson is coming in.
Right.
Ted. And I was like, well, I already dislike him for the role he played as CC, so you know you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I think I agree. I think we're gonna take these into sweeps, especially Sherry, Dana, Leslie, Anna. We are definitely taking her into sweeps. Because again, we've said this plenty of times, there is no playing with that lady. That lady is just pulling crap out of her ass. And I also feel like with the Doug and Joey and Vanessa thing, I think that'll wrap up in sweeps too. With Vanessa, because did y'all catch Vanessa was talking to Nicole, and she said that they have an open, they're open, and it's not like she's miserable, and I think she's probably always been miserable. I think what it is she didn't get to have a whole phase in her life, and so now in this later point in her life, she having a whole phase with Diego. She want to do it with Joey, because I mean, the man lied to you. He's still lying to you about why he lied to you, and I'm like, girl, you know he lying to you.
But we also found out from Nicole that Vanessa, this ain't new for Vanessa. Vanessa. They know that Vanessa is for the streets. Like her having an affair, this isn't a new thing for her. So her the way she's handling herself at the country club now doesn't seem so weird, because that's how she rolls. Like that's just how she rolls. Anyway,
I mean, it's not surprising. You and this man are going at it in a supply closet.
Okay.
And when they came back, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. When they came back and Nicole had made it to the country club and Vanessa she got the mirror, she's fixing. I said, well, how long did that take? That don't seem like it took long. Because it don't take that long to get from everybody's houses to the country club.
Mm-mm.
That didn't take long. That's sad. Or maybe that's good. I mean, I guess he that good that, he break you back like a glow stick very quickly. You have a good time. But it was like, I think Vanessa likes danger. She thought she and Doug, especially with the way he grew up. And eventually he became a goody two-shoes in her eyes, going to work, doing all that stuff. So then she goes to the danger of Diego. Diego is, quote unquote, the help. He works at the country club. We are doing it in closets, doing it in the saunas, going down to what's the little cute little lounge place they have, like drinks and dinner? I forgot the name of it. I know it's not Orphy Jeans. It's like the kind of like the club atmosphere.
Oh, Uptown. They call it Uptown.
Uptown. We meeting up at Uptown and he rolling up on you from dark corners and all that stuff. She likes the danger that comes from that. Well, the next step up is this alleged criminal. Well, he's a criminal. We know he's a criminal. The next step up is a criminal who's lying to you and wants elevators and massage rooms and saunas and all these different things. And you think he's a criminal, but he's not a criminal. And he's lying and he's doing all this stuff. She goes wherever the danger is because she lived a sheltered life where nothing was expected of her other than to basically grow up, get married, and have somebody else take care of her.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So next we have Bill's medical emergency. We saw Bill grabbing his arm, saying it was going numb. This is what makes me mad about, especially men. Sir, there's clearly something wrong. If you don't take your ass to the hospital, I mean, there's clearly something wrong. And even Naomi was like, that is a sign of a stroke, like, or a heart attack or whatever. Like, you need to get some help. And he was like, I'm fine. Look, everything's great. And I'm like, so clearly something is brewing with Bill. It is what it is. We did see, and I think we might have talked about that, but let me know if remind me if we did or didn't. We did see where Danny is trying to, when Naomi went to Danny after this happened, Danny is actually trying to talk Naomi out of the lawsuit. What do you guys think about that? Oh, somebody said they think he was faking. Oh,
really? So for me, when it comes to Danny, I think that Danny, she loves that Naomi is taking up for her because there's part of Naomi doing this lawsuit is for getting back at what Bill did to her. And I think because even Danny said it, she's like, you're a daddy's girl. And so she doesn't want this to, really just hurt their relationship going forward. So I think Danny is looking at it like, okay, yes, I'm still pissed off at him for doing what he did to me, but I don't want you inadvertently to, ruin your relationship with your father because of what happened with me. And I honestly think he's going to have a heart attack, and that's going to be the thing that actually brings them closer together. And it may push his little wifey out of the picture a little bit.
I think, first of all, that I don't think it's a heart attack. I think it's a stroke. And I was like, if you don't go to the hospital, but he's a man. And I'm sorry to say this about, yo people, but they don't care about their health for real. I'll be okay. I'll drink some water.
Right.
I'll get some rest. I'll go run on the treadmill. I'll be fine. And it's just like, so you a doctor now? You went to school for that. Go to the hospital. Sit in the ER if you have to. If you don't, insurance is a little finicky now. But I think it's going to be a situation of he has a stroke because that lady don't know him like that. She doesn't know his medical history or if he's allergic to certain medications or anything else like that. And quite possibly it's a situation that Danny is maybe still his medical proxy that is going to end up being the Hamilton women, Danny, Naomi, Chelsea, come together and take care of him. And she gets pushed out. And then it's kind of a situation from The Bold and the Beautiful when I think, did he have a stroke or a heart attack? When Eric had that, it was either a stroke or a heart attack. Stephanie was still alive, and all the Forresters came together to basically push Donna out of the situation because Donna was also cheating on that man with the little boy down to the office, and they banded together to push her to the side to take care of him. I think it's going to be a situation like that, and sorry, Danny is such a good mother.
Mm-hmm.
She is such a good mother because we've seen in many situations, fictional and nonfiction, well, fictional in real life, where these situations happen, and the mom is like, "Forget him. You don't need him. Sue him. Do this. Do that." And Danny's the type of person of, I'm going to learn from the mistakes my parents made, and hopefully I don't make the same mistakes with my children, so we can continue to get better and break generational curses as time goes on. She's talking to Chelsea about have a relationship with your father. She's talking to Naomi about have a relationship with your father. She told that man when they was down there having relationship nostalgia, your daughters don't hate you. They're upset with you, but they don't hate you. She even calls this man on the phone after Naomi explains everything to her as to why she had to take the case, because nobody else wants to take it because they're all afraid of him. She was like, you did this. You are the reason she has to take the case and sue you, because ultimately the games that you play in this, like where we are, has made everybody be like, I can't take this case. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Don't go hard on your child and lose your relationship. So she kind of like, don't go hard on your father and lose your relationship with him. Don't go hard on your daughter and lose her relationship, like lose that relationship with her. She's trying to be the best middleman. And it's just like, at some point, I want Danny to stop trying with certain folks and just let them be. Because Bill is never going to listen. It's all about your team Danny, your team Danny, your team Danny. And it's like, you don't understand. There are no teams in this situation. What I can deduce is Bill worked a lot. He still had time for his kids, but he worked a lot. So a lot of the raising fell on Danny because she was a stay-at-home mother. So there's a special bond between her, Naomi, and Chelsea. At times, very codependent. But they love their mother. So her hurt is my hurt. On top of how you've broken their heart. Because we found out you had been cheating on that lady for years. But you never on her doorstep. So the daughters knew about it as well. But since my mama didn't have a problem with it, we thought everything was normal. And now you sitting up here, you disregard her feelings. You don't care anymore. You feel like everybody has to be okay with this situation. And then you just want us to say, forget my mom. Oh, my ring that flew off. Forget my mama. Forget everything she's ever done for me. Forget her love for me. And we're going to be team Triple H and Evil Genuine. And she don't matter. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. But Danny's a good mother.
She I think it's also the fact that Danny is still in love with Bill, because in what episode was it when the episode where he went over to the house, how she just got so giddy and ran upstairs and changed her clothes. It's the fact that Danny is still, because she keeps saying you're eventually gonna, which I do believe her. He is eventually going to leave Haley, but I don't necessarily know if that means he's gonna come back to, which it could. Bill and Danny could be a Sonny and Carly, for all we know.
Well, I told y'all I think Bill and Danny gonna end up. I don't think they're gonna end up. I think they're gonna do that whole Erica Kane thing where they get together, they break up, they get together, but at some point, Bill and Danny are gonna find themselves in bed behind Haley's back. I just believe that. I believe that.
So I don't think
go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna be like a Sonny and Carly situation. I don't think it'll be an Erica situation. I think this is going to be a Monica and Alan type situation.
Okay.
Because Monica was cheap. Well, hopefully he don't drop a roof on nobody like Alan did to Monica and Jeff. But Monica and Alan got married. Monica was cheating on Alan with Jeff and thought that AJ was Jeff's son. He dropped the roof on them. They end up getting back together. Then Alan cheats on Monica. And he has Jason and Drew. And And eventually when Susan, get taken out, he brings the kids back into the household and they raise them together. And eventually they cheat on each other, they divorce, he marries Lucy, but they end up getting back together. And they do that for years. I think it'll be a Monica and Alan type relationship that him and Danny have. Because he can't let her go.
He can't.
And she damn sure can't let him go. But when we got the flashback, I was like, okay, now I understand why she's so upset. You reaffirmed your love for me and said that you were going to pay me back for everything I sacrificed for you, and that you were going to make sure you knew I was loved and cared about for the rest of our years, only for you to do this to me, a year? 6 months later?
Yeah. So, all right. So let me go through. Most of what's left in my notes, we covered it. But I'm gonna just read y'all with the rest I have, and then I'll just open the floor for anything I didn't touch on that y'all want to say. We're gonna wrap it up. So I wrote, Chelsea is walking in the fashion show. We talked about that. Haley lied about the club. We sort of already talked about that. I wrote Google because I told y'all I don't understand why they not Googling people. And then I wrote Haley meets with the victims. So that was sort of the last thing we saw with Haley and Naomi, where Haley calls herself helping and she goes to meet with the Asian lady. I know we kind of already talked about it, but I'll open up the floor for final remarks. Anything that I didn't touch on that wasn't in my notes that y'all feel like y'all want to say. JB, I'll start with you, and then Ricardo will end with you.
I think we pretty much hit everything. I honestly will say, when it comes down to Haley, if anything goes wrong with this case, it's going to be on her, because everything that she's doing, it's very counterproductive. Like, it kind of honestly like it's like witness tampering. You're fucking with the witnesses. So if this case goes sour, it's going to be because of this little girl right here, because she cannot leave well enough alone. It's like, he tells you not to do this, but you go do. And they even said, I think Bill and Haley both mentioned this, we do the opposite of what the other says, because she says don't say anything about the country club. He goes and says something about the country club. He tells her not to go talk to Naomi and Chelsea and Danny. She does that. I'm sick of both of them.
I'm so sick. I'm sick of the both of them. She definitely does the opposite of what she is told to do, because that's what he doesn't ask her to do things. He tells her to do things. And it just goes back to, they treated you like a daughter up until you got the paralegal job, and then you was pushing your little papers around and, lingerie in the office and all that stuff that they had talked about. I think she's going to eventually tank this case, or she's going to fall apart on the stand when she's questioned, because I don't know if anybody's pointed this out. Triple H and Bill are the epitome of a sexual harassment lawsuit.
Absolutely. They brought it up. They absolutely brought it up. And I'm like, that is sexual harassment, period. Doesn't matter that he married her and that she's there. It's the point of it is he was in a position of power and they started dating on the job. That is sexual harassment, like textbook. So yeah, he really need to go sit down somewhere.
Their sexual harassment lawsuit. I was happy I didn't have to see Martin this week. Unfortunately, he gonna be here in this new week. Oh Lord. And Danny, because I don't know if y'all caught this, but when Danny was on the phone Friday, when eventually they came and told her that Chelsea would walk in the runway, she was like, well, I was close, but not that close to hitting the runway again. Because she kept saying, we need to find a model who can fit the dress. We need to find a model who can fit the dress. And I'm like, you can fit the dress without alterations. Just walk in the show. Honestly, I want to see her get back to modeling. I do too. One of the things she missed the most, that she let her be a model again. And we'll see what happens between her and Baby Lorenz Tate. But they was right. The best way to get over somebody old is to get over somebody new, or in Danny's case, on top.
Well, now. All right, you guys. Well, thank y'all for being here. Scotty, he's not here today, but we welcome Ricardo. Thank you so much, my love. JB, thank you for being here as well. Now, look, you guys, make sure you guys are subscribed to JB as well as Ricardo, because they do their own breakdowns on their channel, and they have other things on their channels as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed and you guys are getting over there. Anything what you got coming up on your channel, JB, and then Ricardo will let you close it out.
So I have to edit Love After Lockup, so that'll be up sometime.
I'm about to watch that next. Lord.
That'll be up at some point today. And then I gotta review Raising Kanan. So expect those two sometime today before Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine. And that's all I got coming up for the rest of the weekend. And then y'all know that's it.
Ricardo, what you have going on your channel, my love?
What is it? Tomorrow, very busy on a Monday. Married to Medicine, Beyond the Gates is every day unless they not on or I have to do something outside of my house around the time that they're on, and then that's a pre-record. But Married to Medicine, I do watch-alongs for WWE and their shows, Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and PLEs, of course. And then pre-recorded, I have WWE LFG, which I gotta go watch last week's episode to record that and edit. And then Sisters, those reviews are premiering to end out the season until July.
All right. Thank you so much. And say your whole channel again, Ricardo, so that everybody can make sure we find you.
Ranting with Ricardo. It's gonna come up because I have two. There's like the backup, the Ranting with Ricardo, and then Ranting with Ricardo is with this picture here.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. We're about to get on out of here. I'm gonna watch some stuff. Y'all know I was gone this weekend, so it's like all my shows come on over the weekend, I feel like. So I got to get caught up. I did watch Raising Kanan. I think I'm just going to do that as a pre-record upload, you guys. I'm probably not going to do a live for Raising Kanan. I'm getting ready to watch Love After Lockup. Treese was asking did I want to do it with her, so we may do it. I may do Love After Lockup live with her. This is going to depend on timing, and then of course tonight at 9:15 we will have the Real Housewives of Atlanta live. Okay. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out the door. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.